that was a look at what I've been doing the last 2 days. Gonna keep doing it another day or so. Really big deal was getting 3 machines rolling. Not that big of a deal for a lot of people, but from 2 years ago buying my first machine to now having 3 running in the same space, pretty proud of myself. Got a bunch of industrial parts going, some it's gonna be spacers there in a minute. Got a 1 3/16 spade drill. Split this thing up into 2 ops, one in the mill, one in the lathe, just to get them through the shop quicker. There's other ways to do it. You could do 2 ops on the lathe, do whatever you want. That's the cool part about machining. You just figure out what way works best for you and get her done. Restocking skunk plenum plates over here. Got the 20 valve, 16 valve version, and then the blank version, so that you can cut out whatever ports you want. That's that guy. Anyway, I'm gonna get another one loaded up. That takes 2 hands. I'm gonna keep running here for a bit, and then I will check in tonight with you at the home shop. You there? Hey, welcome back. It's been a long while since I've done anything on the Smurf. It's been a interesting fall, interesting winter around here. But Ryan dropped it off a few weeks ago. Me and Aaron had a shop day on it, had some constructive talks on what we need to do to make some progress this year. And then I went to the thinking board for a bit, and then did a few things here and there, trying to think things out a little bit more than just rushing them. So designed a couple parts, and one thing I'd like to cover is what I do with 3D printers. So I don't try to be a 3D printer to be a good 3D printer. I mean, I want them to get good, but the time that you spend messing around with a cheap little $300 printer to be really good, I got better time to spend on other things. So when my prints end up ugly, it's not a big deal to me. So all I was trying to do was hit some tranny mount points and then some different elevations on it to make some mounts. So that was this O2Q transmission case. Has a couple, one different bolt hole than the O2M, and then we decided I decided to totally redo the mount different than last time, and I want to make it more accessible to unbolt an axle if you need to. The last one went to the rear of the subframe, and it was a long creation. It worked, but let's make things better. So I'm making an aluminum mount. That was the first iteration, and then I added on to it, and then I had to come up with a 3D type thing to go down to the front tube frame, not subframe. And see that curve? It's like a 3D profile, right? So I almost hit it. I didn't put any holes or anything in. I didn't need to. And I was pretty close when I did it, but I had to add a 1/4 inch on the one end to get more of a taper. And that's why I printed it first. So if I machined all this stuff and it didn't work out, it was kind of going to be a waste of time. So what I did was printed this, went to bed, woke up in the morning, it was there. I came out, added another 1/4 inch to one end, went to the mill, and I came up with this. Now, I'm gonna bolt all this stuff up. I did a little bit of sanding on some paint. I'll get the welder hooked up and we're gonna bolt this thing up and get it welded up tonight. And hopefully kind of wrap this little project up. See you in a little bit. On there. I can't get to that side, so when we pull this mock-up tranny and block out, then I will weld that. A lot of the reason I did this was this factory cup. I mean, that's just weak. Look at that tin, nasty stuff. And actually what I would like to do on the other side is put it up on the horn also, or over there, and then you could pull the subframe and suspension if you really wanted to and leave the motor in. That's kind of been in the back of my head since I first did the motor mounts. But that's a big stout block. It ain't going nowhere. Also, one thing you need to pick up, and I'm not affiliated or anything with these people, and there's many different versions out there. What size are your tranny bolts? I used to know, kind of forgot because I don't wrench on cars every day anymore. I'm doing a lot of other different things and there's a lot of different numbers in my head. Anyway, you can go to the hardware store. They got these built onto the wall. This one is thread checker. Standard and metric. It doesn't have every size, but it's pretty good chunk. And I knew it was an M12. I just didn't know the pitch. Female on one side, male on the other if you need to check a nut. So, pretty cool tool to have. Throw that in your arsenal. I just like sharing the cool stuff that I've figured out along the way. Anyway, welded this guy up. We now have a mount. There we go. Check that bad boy out. Hope Ryan likes it.